Hey guys, India Paulino here on TheScoop. Abe's not here, so I took over. I'm more fun anyway, so yeah. So I have Ryall here today. She is an IFBB fitness superstar. I'm so excited to have her on here, and I'm so excited that she's in town. I love this woman so much. How are you, my love?
Oh, wonderful, India. Thank you. Mutual love back.
Oh.
It's great to be here. Honestly, such an honor signing with BPI and being part of this power team. So thank you.
Oh, you fit right in. You're amazing. And so you're leaving. I'm just going to ask you, go through questions that I'm interested in knowing. And also I'm sure, everybody else wants to know. So you're currently living in Cancun.
Yes.
How is that?
Life's amazing. Life is amazing. I left Canada in 2006. I moved to Bermuda, did 3 years on that island, then jumped to Barbados.
Oh, wow.
And actually lived there for 7 years. And then decided I was ready for a change. I just got a little bored, so I move around a lot. And
nothing
so
wrong with that.
Cancun, I actually ran 5 weeks of my fitness getaway events in Cancun, and they were a huge success.
Awesome.
I had a lot of incredible women come out for those events, and it offered just great facilities, a lot of fun, amazing fresh food. Awesome. And so I was like, you know what, I felt alive when I was there. Went back and forth for a bit longer and then just took the plunge and actually moved my fitness and nutrition consultancy company to Cancun, and I'm now a homeowner and a resident.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. So from Canada, you love the islands. You love.
Yeah.
What is it that draws you to? I mean, gosh, I know it draws me to it, but
it was like, the suffering and the pain as a child, being freezing cold. Like,
I get it, girl.
Oh my God, never did cold. Yeah, Connecticut, right?
I grew up in Rhode Island. So,
Rhode Island.
Yeah, no thing. I mean, same thing. So.
Yeah. I mean, we had a good, we skied, you did things, but it was always like, I think when I was 13 years old, my parents took us to Puerto Vallarta, and then we had the privilege of jumping to Hawaii one other time before I finished high school. And I'm like, why would we not live here?
Right.
And that was it. It was like, okay, get an education and follow your bliss. And sort of that's set the tone for my entire life. When things haven't made sense, you go where your heart tells you to go.
But I love that because it shows just this free spirit that you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if wherever feels at home, then hey, girl, that's your home.
Yeah.
You make it home, know?
It's true.
So,
I share that,
awesome.
and I want people to feel empowered by that, not that they should fear that or be restricted. Right. There are a lot of uncertainties and unknowns, and you kind of maybe you leave a stable job.
Right.
You leave that stable paycheck, but at some point, whatever you want more, you have to just go for it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, there's so many people that are miserable at their jobs, but they find the excuses because of fear on why they need to stay, when in reality, they dream of something that's right there. You can reach it. But fear keeps them back. So that's amazing.
We're not trees, right?
No.
We're not stuck in the ground, and you can always come back. Like when I left Canada, I had a great career and good life, but just wasn't happy. Was always traveling and coming back and not feeling happy, feeling alive when I was gone. And it was like, I'm gone, I'm going to go. And I never came back.
Awesome. So, I love it.
65 countries later, and lived in 4 of them. But follow your bliss. That's my motto in life. Things don't always have to make sense. No. Just follow what makes you feel alive and happy.
I love that. I think we're on the same page. I think we're on the same page on a lot of things.
Oh, yes, we are.
So I want to go through you are such an amazing athlete. First of all, fitness, gosh, that I look at it and I'm like, these women are just so powerful, because you not only have to do your weight training to have your physique to look a specific way, for the judges, but then you also have to practice an amazing routine that shows strength. And what are some of the things that fitness competitors need to show judges when it comes to in their routine? And we're going to bounce around a little bit, but
right. The sport's really evolved India quite a bit too, where now it's a lot more performance-based, creative. It's sort of not impressing the judges. It's an expression more so. So that's kind of opened up a new element of creativity, where you have to actually not only put in the work, not only have the physique, not only have the skills, but you have to think outside the box and actually be a performer.
Yes.
And
I love that.
that's pretty cool. I'm glad I was able to like get to that point in my career where I was like evolved to that, where I had the opportunity to really enjoy that. And I think through the years, you know, Adela Garcia, when she went out, then Oksana came in, and Oksana brought this whole new creative element. And then it's sort of like now on stage, anything go, like not anything, but you'll see such a variety where no one's conforming to something. Everyone's just them and bringing like their talent to the stage, and it looks completely, it's hard. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a judge because we're all very, very different.
Absolutely.
But that's what makes it fun, like versus doing just a physique competition, that performance element, and actually like spending a good part of your day actually having to learn. I mean, I was working with Cirque du Soleil in Cancun and hand balancing on canes and
so fun. I mean, I can't do it, but
I couldn't do it.
Fun.
It was like 2 weeks before the Arnold, and I'm like, am I gonna pull these out? Like, you know, I'm challenging myself to the point of like, there's a lot of anxiety. I'm not nailing it every day if I'm not consistent with it. Like the last thing I want to do is bring a big prop on stage and fall off of it. But it all came together, like literally running 30 minutes twice a day just on hand balancing on canes, plus lifts, plus cardio, plus routine, you know, so it's a full-time job. But when you commit, I mean, your body's just, it's fascinating, right? To see what your body can do when you have a plan and you apply it. I mean, it was literally 8 weeks of training, and I was able to stay on those canes for like 2 minutes upside down. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What did you always compete in fitness?
It was always. I got my pro card in 2007 in fitness. And
which show did you turn pro?
I was living in Bermuda, so I was at the Central America Caribbean Championships.
Okay.
And then I took 2 years off because I was like 100 pounds, little peanut. So I put on a little muscle, like competed at like 107, I think, my first show in 2009 at the New York Pro. I was like, do you see me up here? Just kept working India, like you know, where it's that journey and that commitment to ourselves every single day. And like, what can this body achieve, right? Where you don't really know.
You don't, yeah.
And that's what's exciting.
Exactly.
You know?
Would you say that's something that motivates you? What motivates you to keep going and to push through, you know, like you said, you have not just getting your physique to a specific, you know, point and to look a specific way, but to get through those trainings and the times where, you know, your ego wants to come in and say, and you're like, I'm going to get this. Like, what motivates you to keep pushing?
Yeah. I mean, as a competitor, that was exactly it, is you want to beat your best version of the last you, right? And that's hard when you're you're pushing and you feel like, okay, I'm at the top of my game right now. And you want to be proud of that. You want to feel like that's enough. Mm-hmm. But then here we go. We're going again. We're going to do one more year. So then it's not enough, right? It is, but it isn't, because you have to bring something that's improved. So that is 100% for me. Like that just lights a fire. I mean, I love it. It did get for my last year where I changed my mindset because I was so ready to retire, in the sense of feeling so fulfilled, so content, so happy, that I actually changed my entire mindset to like just wanting to bring the best package ever to the Olympia stage. You know, after great 2 Arnold's titles, like it was the most magical year. And actually coming from a place of love and prepping from a place of I am enough right now. It's not about I need bigger shoulders. And like the sport breeds self-criticism.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
if you and as competitors, that's what we do. But this year was just so special because it was a totally different mindset. It was going to be it. It was the end. So I was not going to do that to myself. So it was a totally different experience of really looking at my body, you know, at 41 years old, and just appreciating every single set, every single rep, every single not missed workout, the consistency of 12 years of training and where it started, and how actually special that was, and giving it that time.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And it, you know, you're right. It's like when you do it for so long and it's a part of your life, you kind of, it's like you go through, at some point in a way, it's like you kind of start going through the motions. And then I'm not saying that we don't appreciate the journey, but there are times we have our moments where you kind of like, okay, I want this, I want that. And when you really take a step back and look at it and appreciate everything that you're going through and celebrating the little accomplishments. I mean, gosh, yeah, it's completely different. And I feel more fulfilling, in my opinion, you know?
And aren't you glad you've been able to actually get to that point in your athletic career where you can do that? Because
absolutely. It's a journey.
It's a journey.
You know, I mean, starting, I bet when you first started, if you want to go ahead, like I know mine, but this is about you. If you want to go over the changes mentally, you know, from, let's say, when you first started thinking about, this is something that I want to try. And then maybe a couple years into, you know, gosh, till your last show.
Yeah.
Like how much your mind changes.
Yeah. Your thoughts and your mindset have a tremendous impact, right, on everything that happens to you. And it's got to start there. The sport of fitness and being a professional athlete has like completely changed my life. There's nothing in my life I think that I can't achieve. And it's everything. And I sprinkle that on everyone I touch too. Yeah. You know, when someone has self-doubt, it's, well, why would you think that? Like,
and you totally, by the way, you like, you're one of those people that you speak your truth. It's not like you say all this stuff on Instagram or social or in person and then you don't live it. Like, you live what you preach. And you have like this awesome energy that it's like everything you just said, where you want people to really feel this, and you give that off. I think it's one of those things that if somebody comes, you know, in contact with you, they are going to leave. It's like you rub that off on them, and that's something amazing, something positive. That's huge.
You. So do you. Aw, but that's when you find your, like, that's when you find your gift, when you find your passion that leads to your purpose, where, you know, I was a dental hygienist for many years of my life. That's what I did when I had my degree and I started working, and my passion was always fitness and nutrition. And it was like, well, how would I ever do that? You know, this job allows me a great lifestyle, and that's just what, you know, we did in Canada. It was like, you go to university, you get a job, right? It's like the traditional. And yeah, I mean, at that point when I like literally hung up the scalers and I'm like, I can't clean people's teeth. Like, I
don't want to do this.
I have more to give than cleaning tartar off people's teeth. Like, it just changed my life. Like, there were a lot of struggles, a lot. I mean, there were months where I wasn't able to make it work, right? Where you leave like a steady paycheck, you know, what you have coming in. And first I did mobile personal training, and when I was establishing my online coaching business. So in the beginning, I mean, nobody was online coaching back then. So you are like, you know, grind. And now to have my career, athletic, and my professional career as well as like a high performance coach, both come together to where they're at. I'm not saying it's still not work. It's always work, but it's the work I love. And it's in such a beautiful place right now where I can work more on my business and not for it, because I have a lot more time, and I've just established also like choosing clients that parallel my mindset. And
that's a big one too. People don't realize that for coaches, that you learn that if you don't start off your business that way, you learn you got to pick and choose who you're going to take on. And
I learned that the hard way. I mean, I think we all do. Right? You know, the clients that want the fast fixes, it's like, no, I'm not your girl. I really pride in teaching, because I failed. You know, I established an eating disorder early in my athletic career. I came from completely had a healthy relationship with food, but that over restriction, over training, and what I was able to overcome and learn through that experience, that's what I want to share, right? Is like to always
it's needed. It's so needed, especially nowadays. Everybody wants these quick fixes, and usually that leads, like, I've seen it too. We've all seen it in the industry for really, you know, it's bad. And these girls, I hate to see these beautiful girls ruin their bodies and their, you know, and their mentality, just everything, because these fast fixes that are not healthy most of the time, you know, and especially long term. And so I'm so happy to hear that you actually, you know, you don't take that on, and you actually speak about that, and you teach hey,
teach
it's another way.
Yeah.
Good.
From failing at it, from hiring those coaches myself in the beginning.
Same here.
Right? And that's how we learn. I mean, it's not, not that I had it all figured out, but like now that approach, I've prepped myself for the last full 2 years of my athletic career. And
Isn't that so rewarding?
oh my gosh, you've done
I
it too.
did it too.
Yeah.
I won the Arnold Classic myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No one
It's
knows
different.
your body.
It's hard,
and I know
but-
you have to be at that level where you're like, okay, I'm going to take this on and I'm going to be accountable to myself. I'm not going to throw back those Oreos.
Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's different.
It is.
And it's something that, when I love that people get inspired by that, but I always do say that, like you said, I'm not saying, like, it's important to learn about it and go through it first, in my opinion, before you dive in and say, I'm going to coach myself. Because
Totally.
you want to learn a little bit about what you need, what you don't need, what not to do, and also the biggest thing I think is because you are we're our own worst critics. And now you don't have a coach who's looking at your photos. You got to look at your photo. And it's like, well, I can't like over criticize myself. And I think that's at least for me, that was one of the biggest things. It's like, well, do I do more? Do I do less? Like, I think that was one of the hardest.
For sure. It's not easy. I completely agree with you. If you're new to the sport, definitely hire a professional, right? Someone that you resonate really well with, that shares those same values as you, what you want to achieve. Learn. And then if you feel like you're ready to do it, try it because you're going to learn so much. There might be fails, setbacks, right? But nobody really does know our bodies like ourselves. And it's just getting out of your comfort zone and kind of doing it. Like my Olympia prep, I actually didn't have a meal plan that I wrote out for myself. I did it all intuitively. And it was awesome. I mean, I was carb cycling and just sort of listening to my body, but there was actually no, like, say typically if my low was 150 and my carbs and my high, I would go up to 300. Some days I would go, my high is, I'm going to have 500. Right. Because I feel I need it. And I mean, I'm not throwing back 500 grams of carbs with Oreos and M&Ms. But I'm just sitting there. I'm like, wow, I'm hungry. I'm going to just eat all this sweet potato and feel good about it. Yeah. And then the next day you wake up and you're tighter. Yeah. So like, you can apply science sort of for so long, but what about that extra session you did that day, or that just whatever you've been doing? Our bodies are all just so unique and different, so it's cool to also go through that experience.
Absolutely. I love it.
Valuable.
So tell us all, I want to know your wins, your greatest accomplishments in the sport.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely the Arnold US Australia back-to-back this year was just like,
it's awesome.
Magic. Yeah, it was magic. In 2013 I won the Arnold in Brazil. Okay. And that was what ignited everything for me. Like that was sort of my like pivotal moment of this epiphany, going through a painful divorce at the time and everything's falling apart in my life. I focused on fitness, and here I am standing on stage in Rio de Janeiro beside Arnold. It's like, this is totally surreal. So that really ignited this like winning mindset where, wow, like, why not me? Like, I never believed I could actually do this. And this happened. Literally an epiphany that night in my hotel room where like the tears were running down my face, I think from like the pain I'm going through, but what I actually just realized, and it never stopped after that, India. Just like there was no more doubt. The doubt, it was like, I will achieve this. And I will do this.
It's like a mental shift, like a powerful mental shift. That's amazing.
So
you're like unstoppable. I mean, when that happens, like it's like you are unstoppable, literally, because you believe you are.
Totally. I think you generate something different than motivation. You generate real momentum, and when you have that, you can't. You're just unstoppable. You're unstoppable. It's just like flames and flames and smoke.
And it's felt. It's power. It's felt. Like people feel that. You know?
Just like I'm here, I'm coming, I'm showing up. And the Arnold US, this in 2019, I mean, I was having a meltdown on stage just because I believed that I could achieve it. I was there. I just didn't know if that was going to happen. And I knew that was it. This was my final. I wasn't coming back, and I wanted it more than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
I worked so hard for it over all those years, and it meant like to have the Miss Fitness International title just to end. Like it was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I feel so at peace all of a sudden. Like nothing more to prove, and to continue to be able to share. Like having that title just gives me more ability, a greater platform to be able to share, like from all my fails, what I've learned from the wins too, right?
Well, you deserve it, girl.
Yeah.
You deserve it. I was so happy to see that, and just
Thank
you
you.
know.
We had a great interview there.
I know
the night before.
I remember.
It's the highlight. We're just like, yeah.
I know. So you are I mean, you know, you hear competitors sometimes say, yes, I'm done. And then it's like, you know, the competitor in you just like, you get this spark and I mean, do you see yourself ever competing again? Is that a possibility? Or you're like, no, done. I feel great.
No.
Did what I had to do.
Totally done. And never, like no regrets, never looking back like I said, so fulfilled, setting out to like, I mean, I achieved more than I had hoped to achieve, and just feeling like so incredibly fulfilled.
That's awesome.
The Olympia, the result wasn't what I had hoped for,
Yeah.
but I had come in at my best. Again, like when I looked at what I brought to the Arnold and to the Olympia, physique and routine was on, and I can't dispute that. So I had to come to peace with that. And that to me, I mean, last year was just still such a huge, huge win. And I enjoyed the journey. Like I said, coming from that journey from a place of total acceptance instead of being self-critical.
Changes things.
So I,
time.
I share that with my clients. I share that on socials as well. And that's where, like, ladies, if you are new to competing, team up with someone who's got a lot of experience, because, you know, there are always dark and hard days, but you know, we're here to remind you that you love this, and that's why you're doing it, and you are enough, and you are worthy, and what you're bringing to the table is today. Tomorrow will be better. Yeah. But for today, accept and love and bring your best and own that. That's enough.
I love that. 100%. So tell me a little bit about your coaching business for those who are interested. I know you have these awesome, getaways. I was watching your stories the other day on Instagram where you, your next one's going to be in Tulum, right? And it just looked amazing. I even told Winnie, I'm like, we need to go to Tulum.
You'll love Tulum.
So
we need to do one together.
For sure. That would be so much fun. So tell me a little bit about that. And, you know, I'm sure there are many people who maybe have heard of you, but don't know that information, or maybe they're like, I want to
check it out.
Get in on this.
Yeah. No, thank you. It's, again, the fusion of like my life with traveling fused with fitness, and then sharing my passion and knowledge with all aspects of really living your best life. So it's not just like a active vacation. It's actually an entire experience, and it's a 4-day submersion with teachings every day, from, you know, hard workouts that whatever your fitness level is, you're going to get pushed past it. And then going through mindset strategies, goal setting strategy sessions, experiencing all kinds of amazing meals, and sort of like having freedom with food in the sense of you're going to actually learn a lot. We do live cooking.
Oh, that's fun.
So you can apply that knowledge when you go home. So it's really about coming in and like transforming not just your body, but your mind as well, and leaving with hard tools, and having a great time. I've got Tulum in March. I've got Amman, Jordan in April. And then my Cancun athlete event for the fitness athletes in May, which will be the second annual year. So that was what I wanted to really, after I competed, put more time into that and launch.
I remember we talked about that before at the Arnold.
Do more of them, because they, you know, I like to have between 6 and 10 women max, depending on my event. But they're intense. They're intensive. So it's like after the event, I'm down for a couple days recovering with a big smile on my face, because it's so, they're honestly so fulfilling. You know, when you have, like, at the last day, everyone always has amazing breakthroughs, and it's emotional.
That's awesome. Those are the best, though.
When they come as strangers too, and they leave, you know, nobody the first day really shares much, and then you start sort of breaking through boundaries, and they train together, and they get pushed hard together. So
No, I'm gonna have like a cough attack.
water.
Oh my gosh. My allergies. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll have to get you out
Is
for
there-
one or do one.
Oh, that'd
you know?
be so fun.
Yeah.
So is there a specific who can now you have a process, like an application process, like who is your ideal person for one of these events?
For that, yes. Well, they can go to Ryall Fitness Getaway on Instagram or Facebook. They can also visit my website, ryallfitness.com. There's retreat tab. You can't miss it. You'll see everything that's happening this year. You can apply to come out there. Really, the perfect person is someone who's actually doing really well in their lives professionally, but personally, they're just failing. You know, they're not hitting their fitness goals. Personally, they're not spending any time taking care of themselves.
Gotcha.
So kind of those ultimate women who win, but who are failing in that aspect of their life. So really your fitness level has like zero to do with it. The last event, I had a professional athlete training with a complete
Like
beginner
newbie? Yeah.
who was a high profile like social worker. She had a great career, but again, like magic to see all fitness levels together just killing it and everyone leveling up in their lives. So that's the value in the experience. Is it's not just come out and get your butt kicked. You know, it's like literally have when there's only six
Deeper, you know.
six
yeah.
people. Yeah, we can really deep dive every day.
Well, I love
get
that.
into that.
I love that because I think one of the biggest things is people get intimidated. You know, like going to the gym, I don't know enough, or like maybe, oh, she's a fitness pro. I've never worked out. I'm not a competitor. Can I go? So it's cool that you know that it's that way and that anybody's welcome as long as you know they're willing to work and
Totally
be better.
Totally. And I love that it opens up that channel for me as well because, you know, as an athlete, when you're competing 3, 4, 5 maybe shows a year, there's only so much time. So then I have to run my online coaching business when there's maybe one event a year. So I haven't been able to really do them that much.
Yeah.
So they're just going to continue to get like better and better because I've got a recipe book coming out very soon.
Yay.
So the cooking aspect of it and the takeaways there will be huge. Like everyone will leave with a massive improved understanding of nutrition principles, which is right. If we don't, if it's always a diet, you're always on a diet.
100%.
So I'm getting a lot of, you know, when we go that we have a couple nights out together as groups and where they learn how to navigate the menu and, you know,
Oh, that's good. Like
It's
real life, you know.
real life stuff.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun. It's my fun times.
I love it. And I wish you so much success. I know they're only going to grow and you're going to have a ton more.
Thank you. Yay.
Yeah. Now, where can people find you? Where are you most active? Social media?
Totally. I'm very active on my socials. You'll see me crazy on my stories every day.
She's awesome. So full of energy. I love it.
Talking into my phone. Let's go, people. Yeah, Instagram, Ryall Fitness, Facebook, Ryall Fitness, or my website is ryallfitness.com.
Awesome. And is there anything you want to leave everybody with?
Oh, just, yeah, believe in yourself. And I know that sounds cliche. Maybe someone's told you that before. But you really do need to set a goal so big that it scares you. You really do. This is what makes us feel alive in life, right? And that's what really it's all about. So make sure that you're doing that and believe in yourself along the way and you'll get it. You just really don't know what you're capable of until you throw yourself into it 110%.
100%. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on, TheScoop and being here.
Thank you, India.
Guys,
thank you for having me.
Oh, gosh. I love you, girl.
BPI, BPI.
Woo! So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Scoop. Stay tuned for the next one.